Hello, and thank you all for joining us today. My name is Mia Cifuentes, Research Assistant. Today we're going to talk about finding out how much sodium is in the food we eat. Following healthy eating habits are an important part of managing chronic heart conditions. Reducing the amount of sodium you eat is part of these habits, and it is essential to managing heart conditions such as high blood pressure and heart failure. Today we're going to walk through how to do this. We'll go over how much sodium is recommended in a low sodium diet. Next, we'll talk about how to read a food label to figure out how much sodium is in a packaged product. Finally, we'll take a look at how much sodium is in some common foods. Just how much sodium should we be eating? The American Heart Association's daily recommendation is no more than 2,300 milligrams daily on an unrestricted diet. But for those who need to follow sodium-restricted diets, such as those with heart conditions, diabetes, and kidney disease, they should have no more than 1,500 milligrams of sodium daily. Does anyone know how many teaspoons of salt equals 1,500 milligrams? There are generally 1,500 milligrams of sodium and less than 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Now let's talk about processed and packaged foods. Sodium can be found in almost all packaged food items. It's usually added for flavoring or to act as a preservative. When we say packaged foods, we're talking about frozen foods such as meat products, prepared meals like TV dinners and pizzas, soups, broths, canned foods such as vegetables, meats, fruits, jarred foods such as pickles, sauces, and other items such as breads, condiments, deli meats. Foods that have not been prepared, like fresh produce, meat, poultry, and fish, usually do not have added salt. Packaged foods usually have food labels on them that tells you what it contains. A lot of the salt we eat is from packaged food. How to read a food label. What are some of the things that stands out to you? One thing to note is that the serving size is not the whole package, but only 1 cup. The entire package is actually 2 servings or 2 cups. That means if you eat the whole package, you're eating 2 times the amount of sodium that's highlighted. So then, how many milligrams of sodium are you eating if you eat a whole package? That's right, you're eating 1,320 milligrams of sodium. That's close to the 1,500 milligrams of sodium daily cap. The percentages on the side, which are the daily recommended percentages on each line based on a 2,000 calorie diet. Not everyone has 2,000 calories daily, so focus on the amounts per serving. Now, we'll give everyone a chance to practice. You can work alone or with partners. Please take one of the packaged food to answer the following questions. How many serving sizes are in the whole package? How much sodium is in the whole package? Serving size times sodium in milligrams. Do you believe someone might be tempted to eat the whole package? Potassium can help counteract the sodium in the body. It helps us pass more sodium out of our body, for example, when we urinate or sweat. It also relaxes blood vessels and decreases blood pressure. There is a reverse relationship between salt and potassium. Foods that are high in sodium are usually low in potassium. Foods that are high in potassium are usually low in sodium. Check with your provider before increasing the amount of potassium-rich fruits and vegetables you eat, as some people should not eat high potassium diets. Now, for another activity, we're going to go through each food item and guess if it has more than or less than 500 milligrams of sodium. For reference, 500 milligrams is roughly 1/4 teaspoon. We'll also show you how much potassium is in each item. Bear in mind that these items are all estimates. Whenever possible, read the food labels for nutritional facts. First up is a slice of pizza. How much sodium do you think is here? A slice of pizza has an average of 650 milligrams of sodium, but some slices can have double the amount. And if you add salty toppings like pepperoni and sausage, it can go up to 1,200 milligrams or more. Potassium levels vary, sometimes around 180 milligrams, but are less than the amount of sodium. How about in a banana? A banana is low in sodium and high in potassium, and it has roughly 1 milligram of sodium and about 422 milligrams of potassium. How about a medium McDonald's French fries? According to the McDonald's website, there are 246 milligrams of sodium and 677 milligrams of potassium in a medium fries. Yes, potatoes are rich in potassium, but preparation is also something to consider. If you're eating potatoes deep fried in oil, the benefits of the potassium may not outweigh the fats being eaten. Also, some restaurants add more salt to their fries than others, so the sodium content may vary. How about 2 slices of white bread? White bread is a packaged heavily processed food. 2 slices of white bread has 480 milligrams of sodium and 90 milligrams of potassium. Whole wheat bread is also a packaged food, but not as heavily processed. It has 260 milligrams of sodium and 300 milligrams of potassium. Last one, and this one is tricky. Does one chicken street taco have more than or less than 500 milligrams of sodium? It depends on how it's prepared and what's in it. If the taco is grilled with minimal salt, the tortilla is homemade, and low sodium toppings are used, the sodium content can be as low as 350 milligrams. But as more seasonings is used, salty toppings are added, and packaged ingredients, such as store-bought tortillas, are used, the sodium content can skyrocket to 700 milligrams or more per taco. Let's wrap things up. Today we talked about how to support our heart health through healthy eating habits, specifically reducing sodium. You can also use this guidance when managing other chronic conditions like sugar for diabetes or fat for high cholesterol. Hopefully, the activities we did on food labels and identifying high sodium foods were great practice in making food choices. Thank you everyone for your time today.